Hi, and welcome to the Next Level Commerce podcast brought to you by FreedomPay. I am your host, Michelle Dawn Mooney. And today we are talking about something that is affecting pretty much all of us. When we think of point of sale purchases, we're going to talk about point-to-point or P2P encryption and how that really can add a much needed safety level to those purchases. And it's going to affect customers and businesses alike. And I'm so excited to bring our guest on today. It is Rashee. She is the Director of Product and Customer Success at Volante Systems. Hi, Rashee. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Michelle. Pleasure being here.
Well, I am super excited to talk about what we're about to talk about. But first, let's talk about Volante Systems and how Volante plays into what we are about to talk about with point-to-point encryption.
Sure. So, Michelle, Volante is a hospitality technology company that offers enterprise point-of-sale solutions. Along with that, we also offer business intelligence tool and account management system for businesses to empower their customers. So not just point of sale, but a lot more to cater to your business and technology needs.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. So, of course, we're all making purchases. That just it's a statement that affects all of us. We're all buying things, right? So let's start off with talking about what is point-to-point or P2P encryption and how does it work?
Absolutely. Yes, it is a big question for everyone. What is P2PE? How can we make sure that our credit card information is safe, our data is safe? So P2PE really is something that helps us sleep better at night, knowing that our credit card information is safe, our money in our bank account is safe. How does it do it? So as a customer, when you walk into a store, you swipe, tap, or insert your credit card into a credit card reader, it immediately encrypts your credit card information into a meaningless code. So in case if there is a hacker trying to steal that information which is being transmitted from your reader to point of sale, all they get is a unusable data, which means it is of no use to them and your credit card information is safe. Then this information, encrypted information, is sent over to a safe harbor, which is your payment processor, where it is decrypted and sent over to the bank. And at this point, bank would authorize the transaction, either rejected or approve the transaction. So it really keeps your credit card information secure during the whole transmission from the reader to the bank.
Which obviously is very, very important. So let's just talk about specifics. We talked about how it works, but say I'm the customer, and to be honest with you, there are a lot of times when I'm swiping that credit card that you do have a small little inkling of, is this safe? Where is my information going? So walk us through that with how that can benefit not only merchants, but customers and really everybody involved.
Absolutely. I think merchant and vendors have more at stake here, but with P2PE, they are able to, they can offer a more secure environment to their customer. As a customer, when I walk into a store and I see that the vendor and merchant is using a point-to-point encrypted credit card reader, for example, if I walk into a store and I see FreedomPay point-to-point encrypted reader in the store, I know my card data is safe. I know my card information is safe. And having that peace of mind and giving that peace of mind to your customer makes sure that those customers come back to your store. So immediately it benefits merchant and vendor because it has increased your brand value. Moreover, there was a recent survey that I was seeing online that 70% of customers are unlikely to return to your store if your store has suffered a cyber attack. So immediately you have patrons, customers that are coming back to your store because you're providing that secure platform to them.
Right.
Second benefit is time and money. Everything comes down to that when it comes to businesses. So in case your store has suffered a cyber attack, immediately there could be a big lawsuit because what these hackers are doing, they steal your customer's credit card information, forge that credit card, and steal customers' money. So there could be a potential lawsuit with hefty payments that you would have to make. So P2PE is really very less money that you would have to pay to avoid all this inconvenience. Third, I would say how it benefits merchant and vendors is so every merchant has to go through PCI data security standards. It's a time-consuming, money-consuming effort. But if you have P2PE encryption on your credit card reader, immediately it reduces the requirements, saves you money and time again.
It's really an insurance policy, as you said, to prevent those things from happening. And I love how you mentioned, when you go into a store, if you see FreedomPay, it gives you that feeling that you can kind of take a deep breath and have a sigh of relief. It reminds me almost when you go on the internet and you see the little lock, every time. I know if I'm giving payment information online, you want to make sure that there's that security there. So, of course, very, very important. So let's talk about that added layer of security. But of course, the standards with the payment card industry are, as you can imagine, and as they should be, very strict. So with those guidelines, how are they affecting what we are currently seeing with P2P encryption?
Absolutely, Michelle. So current trends say that there has been an increase in hacking, which obviously means people are more tend to adopt point-to-point encryption for their card readers to make sure that they are safe. Point-to-point encryption was introduced by PCI back in 2013 when they've introduced the first version of point-to-point encryption to offer a secure platform for customers as well as merchants and vendors. So at that point, only big businesses were with that budget were adopting this technology. But what we have noticed recently that these hackers are not just targeting big businesses, but local small businesses. And when a small business suffers this attack, this goes unnoticed for a very long time. And the penalties are more, and it is, and the recovery is harder for small businesses, obviously. So there has been a shift where people are more aware of the benefits, and they're more open to adopting this technology. Like I said, it is a small price to pay, but it has so many benefits if you're offering that secure platform to your customers. So it is definitely more adopted now.
So, Rashee, with the added layer of security that P2P encryption provides, we talked about those small businesses that really can be hit hard because they just don't have near the amount of funding if they're hit with lawsuits or other type of payments that they would be forced to possibly pay out if something happened with some type of attack. Do you think it's going to be where there are more and more companies who are jumping on board and following suit because P2P encryption is becoming more accessible and more the norm?
Oh, 100%. I think small, medium, large businesses all are moving towards point-to-point encryption. As a POS provider, Volante has been offering this point-to-point encryption. Very early on, we started doing this to our clients, making sure that we only offer point-to-point encryption. And that made us very popular among our enterprise customers as well. So right now, as we are integrated with FreedomPay, offering this integration, point-to-point integration to our US customers. So just a few years ago, a big point of sale company with 100 terminals across the state, they suffered a malware attack, and that this tells us that these hackers are out there always looking for opportunities and gaps, and why risk it all, right? So I think it is a norm now, and more businesses want to offer point-to-point encryption on their credit card reader.
Okay, Rashee, obviously a lot of important information that we've gone over here. And as we are all pretty much credit card users and shoppers and going into places where we're going to do the point of sale, really important information to know as a customer and, of course, a business owner. So any final thoughts with what we're talking about here today?
Absolutely. Yes, Michelle. I personally believe that every transaction out there that's happening right now should be secure. Every credit card reader should have point-to-point encryption. It just doesn't benefit a customer who is using their card, but it benefits vendors and merchants, the businesses overall. So knowing that your credit card information is safe, knowing that your money is safe, it gives you that peace of mind. And coming back to my first point, that it really helps you sleep better at night.
And we could all use better sleep at night knowing that that's the case. Rashee, thank you so much for joining us. Rashee is the Director of Product and Customer Success at Volante Systems. And of course, Rashee, if they have any questions or want to find out more information, they can just go to volantesystems.com.
Yes, absolutely. Reach out to us. We are an enterprise point of sale provider with a lot more to offer along with security.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining me, Rashee. Thank you so much for joining us. Whether you're listening or you are watching today, this is another edition of Next Level Commerce Podcast brought to you by FreedomPay. And I want to thank our guest, Rashee, and all of you for tuning in. I'm Michelle Dawn Mooney. We will see you soon.